Once upon a time, in a bustling town nestled between rolling hills and fertile valleys, there lived a community of people whose lives revolved around the pursuit of knowledge. From the youngest child to the eldest elder, education was revered as the cornerstone of their society. At the heart of this town stood a grand academy, its towering spires reaching towards the sky like eager fingers yearning for wisdom. Within its hallowed halls, students from far and wide gathered to soak in the teachings of the wise sages who served as their mentors. Among these students was a young girl named Maya. With eyes that sparkled like the stars and a thirst for knowledge that knew no bounds, Maya was destined for greatness. From the moment she could walk, she had eagerly trotted off to the academy, her satchel filled with books and dreams. Under the tutelage of her beloved teachers, Maya flourished. She drank in every lesson like a parched traveler stumbling upon an oasis in the desert. From mathematics to philosophy, from science to literature, Maya soaked up knowledge like a sponge, her mind expanding with each passing day. As Maya grew older, she began to realize the true power of education. It was not just about memorizing facts and figures. It was about learning how to think critically, how to solve problems, how to communicate effectively. Education was the key that unlocked the door to endless possibilities. But Maya also saw that not everyone in her town had access to the same opportunities she did. There were children who toiled in the fields from dawn till dusk, their hands calloused and their minds starved for stimulation. There were parents who longed to pursue their dreams but were held back by their lack of formal education. It was then that Maya realized the true importance of education and human resource development. Education wasn't just about enriching individual lives, it was about empowering entire communities. It was about giving people the tools they needed to lift themselves out of poverty and build a better future for themselves and their children. Determined to make a difference, Maya embarked on a mission to bring education to those who needed it most. She rallied her fellow students, her teachers, and anyone else who would listen, and together they set out to create a network of schools and learning centers throughout the town and beyond. They started small, with makeshift classrooms set up in abandoned buildings and community centers. But as word spread of their noble endeavor, support poured in from all corners. Local leaders donated land and resources, businesses offered funding and supplies, and volunteers came forward to lend a helping hand. Before long, the once barren landscape was dotted with schools and libraries, bustling with the sound of eager young minds thirsting for knowledge. Children who had once toiled in the fields now sat in classrooms, their faces lit up with the joy of discovery. Parents who had once felt trapped by circumstance now saw a glimmer of hope for a brighter future. Pause. And as the years went by, the fruits of Maya's labor began to blossom. Graduates of the schools went on to pursue higher education and secure well-paying jobs, lifting themselves and their families out of poverty. Entrepreneurs emerged, fueled by the knowledge and skills they had acquired, driving innovation and economic growth in their communities. But perhaps the greatest legacy of Maya's efforts was the transformation of mindset that swept through the town. No longer did people see education as a luxury reserved for the elite. They saw it as a fundamental human right, a pathway to a better life for all. And so they invested in education, not just for themselves, but for future generations to come. As Maya looked out over the thriving town she had helped to nurture, she felt a sense of pride unlike any she had ever known. She had learned that education was not just about filling minds with knowledge. It was about planting seeds of growth that would flourish and bear fruit for generations to come. And so, dear reader, let us remember the tale of Maya and her town as a reminder of the transformative power of education and human resource development. Let us cherish it as a beacon of hope in a world where opportunities are not always equal. And let us strive to ensure that every child, no matter their background or circumstance, has the chance to unleash their full potential and soar to new heights.